Welcome, everybody, to Kansas Speedway, the heart of the Midwest. Hosts the A Squared Cup Series season for ARCS. It's the Midwest Barbecue 200. I'm Carmen alongside me, Kevin Young. Kevin, we're at one of the more renowned mile-and-a-half tracks on the calendar. What are we looking forward to as we get ready for qualifying here in just a couple minutes?
Well, first things first, if you're in a Toyota, you got pretty good odds having a dominant run here at the very least, at least in short term in these next gens. But in all seriousness, no, it's a situation where dirty air is going to play a factor to a degree. You're going to have to pick a line to run. High line is definitely a strong option around here at Kansas. So you're going to see drivers definitely grab towards that high groove and use that more middle to low groove as a passing opportunity to try to dime in the corner to come up for a I can't remember the name of it, but basically a aggressive pass. And in turn, you're going to be picking lanes, and also lap traffic could play a factor where taking away the line could really give dirty air to the car ahead or the car behind and really affect them throughout the races. So it's timing your moves, make everything work well, and try and avoid the lap traffic. And you do all that, you may end up in victory lane here today in Kansas.
Qualifying getting ready to start here. It's going to be a rapid-fire qualifying session as we get ready to go. Practice timer has just elapsed, meaning it's almost time to see who's going to take pole position here at Kansas Speedway. Be the last race before we take a week off next week. So everyone trying to head into the break with as much momentum as possible. $10 minutes on the board for qualifying. We'll see who comes out first. It looks like it will be one of the hometown drivers. It'll be Seth Wansing who comes out first. And Wansing's going to have to reset here.
Yep. So looking at time and scoring, it looks like next on the docket it's going to be Joshua Gaiman. He's the first one coming off 3 and 4, so he will be the first one to kind of be the torchbearer here, set the time that the others will have to chase if they want to get one of those top provisionally important top 2 slots, which will in turn allow you to skip the heats and keep the spot you qualify in, I should say. So there's Wansing leaving the pit lane now, going for a second attempt here. Did not feel comfortable leaving the pits, head to toe, and Gaiman did tap the wall just a bit, so he's going to have to rely on a second run here. And that's something that's very easy to do here. You have to point the let off and really get back on the throttle, and if you're a little bit too brave on getting on the throttle, you get on a bit too early, car can kick out just a bit, and you can tap the wall, or even if your car's just a bit too loose, same effect can occur. So Gaiman's actually able to keep the lap. There's only a small tap. It's 30.51 for him, but he's definitely going to be crawling for a second lap here. Be a lot more competitive.
Seth Wansing's sporting a bit of a throwback look. The DuPont Flames from the mid-2000s.
Funny thing is, since there's a week off and they are not doing Darlington next week, they don't even get to really run the throwbacks until the other Darlington race a little bit down the calendar. So it's a good chance, Eddie, to try to, if you want to show off a scheme, show it off Kansas right before the 1 week break.
Wansing's first lap put him 4th on the board. Gaiman set the baseline for everyone to chase. We'll see if Wansing can make it happen here. Out of turn 4. Second lap in the books. Where does it put Seth Wansing? P2.
Ooh. And he just got bumped by Cody Pennell, so he is going to have to go through the heats to keep that, at least right now, 3rd position.
Ryan Pennell reached the 450 career starts mark in ARCS. Now closer to about 460.
Yep. Hit that at Talladega a couple weeks ago. Easy for all said and done. While the competitions ARCS has during the week, can easily get the 500 before this season concludes. and running very close to the wall. Again, this is one of those tracks you can really pin the wall and really gain a lot of time. The only real tracks you can ever think of are Homestead, to add to that caveat, maybe even Auto Club. All the tracks, it's better to go low, and second lap here, we'll see what that 12 can do. It's like it's not, if it is an improvement, it does not gain him any extra time. Still be P13.
Not a lot of tracks where you can pin the Highland, as you mentioned. There's this track and Homestead, both of them have progressive banking. That's what makes them so similar. With Auto Club, we saw drivers kind of sit the low or the middle lanes because it's progressive, but it's also a lot larger. But with Pinnell coming across the line, we'll see what he gets here on his second lap. Where does it put him?
P7.
Top 8.
Yep. Well, now top 8 is David Wright, just bumped him down one, so both Wrights currently 6 and 7.
Now they're being confused with Wednesdays, where we'll have 3 Wrights in the field.
Hey, 3 Wrights don't make a wrong. Now here's Emma Kruger in the 70. Just a little over 5 minutes to go here. Kruger going to slot P14 on lap number 1, but she's going to have to find 7-8 tenths to if she wants to get into that front row shootout.
Ooh,
Not in a pop
that was
back.
a wiggle.
Yeah.
That will not help her at all. She's
Trying
not
to get
gonna
all she can out of the car.
This will be a new experience for her. She's used to having to go to the bottom, the more traditional route. She's not been in this position before, and it only gets her 12th place in qualifying here. Her team boss, Tom Sears. See what he can do.
Sears had a good past couple weeks, but been kind of striving for a bit more. Talladega and even last week was in a situation where he could have won and maybe even had a good chance and end up just not getting that win in the end. Still good finishes. Couldn't get that win. So team boss Sears cross line for lap 1. That is going to be 11 for him. Pretty much in a statistical tie with 2 other drivers with both Ryan Pinnell and Dustin Painter. But if you find a couple more attempts, he could easily get up to P6. So a lot to play for on the second lap.
He's going to give up his second lap. He did not like how it felt. So we're going to see Donald Ray make a shot at it.
Yep. Only 2 drivers currently out on the circuit doing competitive laps. Jonathan Holmbrink, who just finished his first lap, so we'll see his time added to the board. And Donald Ray, as we're seeing.
Yeah, Holmbrink was 23rd there.
Yep, not a good opening lap for him. Donald Ray has had a another driver you could say has had a good, strong couple weeks here. Definitely during the heats, he's really found time and in qualifying as well. So he could be a threat here to make an outside chance, maybe get a front row starting spot, or even get somewhere in the top 10.
Holmbrink's second lap completed, only gets him 22nd. You see how close Donald Ray has to get to that outside wall. First lap in the books. P12.
P12.
Really good start. But he's got to hammer the second lap, and that's been the difficult part.
And how daring do you want to be on that throttle?
You see there in the info box, 2 career wins. He won at Daytona and he won at Dover last year. Cross the line. The number 2, where does he go?
P2. Big lap
Front
there by the number
row.
2. I said he had an outside set of front row, and he just proved me right. Bumps Tommy Reynolds, our current points leader, down the 3rd, so he'll have to go through the heats to keep that spot. And with only 2 drivers yet not to take times, both Brendan Roberts and Tommy Withers, unless they make a mad dash out there, at the very least, it looks like Donald Ray make it to keep it. Yeah, Donald Ray still only car out on track because the clock is ticking away here. About a minute and some change left.
Don't believe Bryn Roberts or Tommy Withers will set a time. Withers won his first race in ABN on Wednesday night. Won the first duel.
Correct.
That was an exciting race. Get to see him on Wednesday nights now as well as on Saturdays and Sundays. He was in the ARCS Saturday Night Showdown series last night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we'll get to see him in, I believe, third position, if I'm not mistaken. So, with a good shot, have good success on Wednesday for the ABN Admin Box Cup Series.
Yeah.
But staying on board here with ARCS, with no real blanks from Roberts and Withers, that is most likely going to be our front row there, with Joshua Gaiman and Donald Ray taking home the front row, and they will start 1-2 in the main race.
Donald Ray just kind of running laps just to kill time here. 24 car set qualifying times. It'll be Josh Gaiman and Donald Ray starting on the front row for the Midwest Barbeque 200. The duels will set up everything from here.
Mm-hmm. Inside will be made up of cars qualifying in odd positions. Outside will be made up of cars that qualify with even positions. And it should be worth noting as well, this is the last race before the cut line for the first 12 rounds, meaning that if team bosses during the off week want to make changes, want to make adjustments to their squad, this is the opportunity they'll get to do it. So some drivers, maybe going into the night, they feel confident they'll obviously keep their seats. Other drivers may need to show up here tonight to give themselves a chance to keep that ride and possibly compete for the next 12 rounds here in the A2 Cup Series. But obviously, time will tell. But Heat 1 here, about to start.
And here is the starting grid for Heat Race number 1. It's Tommy Reynolds and Cody Pennell on the front row. Seth Wansing, Briley Wright make up row 2. Then it's Dustin Painter and Matt Leiter in row 3. Emma Kruger, Brandon Fetterplace, teammates for Lion Power Motorsports sit in row 4 ahead of Josh Garrison and Kevin Feemster, with Jonathan Homebrink and Bryn Roberts lining up in the last row of the grid for Heat 1.
And we know for one thing, as they roll off here pit lanes, everyone's lined up. We're going away here. We know these heat races can be very chaotic. We've seen throughout where drivers try to gain as much as they can or make slight mistakes, and either puts them in a great deficit to start, or they gain a lot and they start with a good qualifying position for the main feature. But it should be worth noting, as we say this week in and week out, there are no cautions in this heat rate, these heats, or heats. So if a driver makes a mistake, no caution will save them, and it's a straight 10 laps to pay dirt.
We got Tommy Reynolds, the current points leader. 3 wins this season, including last week at Talladega. He'll be alongside Cody Pennell, with Wansing, Wright, Painter, and Leiter behind. Home track for Seth Wansing. He has not won since Nashville last year. Can he win tonight? He's got one extra step, and that is get through Heat Race number 1. The green flag comes out, and away we go. We are racing at Kansas.
Great start there for Briley Wright. Got a little bogged down. It's going to allow the 9 of Seth Wansing to jump up and kind of choose his lane. He can pick the lane he chooses. But now on the prowl, not going to be able to get ahead or anywhere clear of the 7. So the 7 will lead off the corner here. A little bit of a tap by the 34 in the background, as you saw, but everyone clean through 1 and 2. You can see right now what the 50s do, and that's what you got to do in the main race. If the car ahead of you is running a groove, you have to kind of change your line just a bit, even if it's run just a little less to the wall, try to get a little bit of clean air to get that run. And for drivers that are a bit one-dimensional in their tactics, that could really put them in a bad hole for any chance of winning here tonight.
Wow, Cody Pennell got a little bit loose there. Gave Seth Wansing second. Cody Pennell falls down as the rest of the field has to check up and avoid the 50 of Cody Pennell.
Yep, multiple spots lost there.
Yeah.
Still hasn't really got full throttle here. Also, 21 of Feemster because he tapped the wall as well. It's kind of like Icarus. You flew too close to Scun, and you kind of tapped the wall, and then you end up kind of falling to the mercy of the gods.
Wansing used the outside lane. Reynolds staying on the bottom lane. Interesting strategy developing here early on. Reynolds preferring the inside lane. But Wanzing getting a run on the outside lane. Chevrolets 1, 2, and 3. With the Toyota of Josh Garrison sitting in 4th. Through 3 and 4. Reynolds staying in the high lane, but Wanzing right on his bumper. And a reminder, we're on an intermediate track. You can see the further behind, below the white line, that's legal.
Yeah, you can go down there to make a pass if you so dare. That double L line effect rule, or like a single line in Atlanta's case, only affect at the plate tracks with the highest speeds.
You saw Reynolds, he was running the first opening laps on the bottom. Now he's running as high up as he can, forcing Wanzing to change his line a little bit.
Yep. You see that a lot of places. You see that a lot of tracks. Change the line. If you see the car ahead of you picking a line and you think he's one-dimensional behind, you change your lineup. But the problem is, if Reynolds does not feel comfortable up there, you may end up costing himself more time than he would ever affect to gain if he chose the same line. Because see, just in the back there, the 18 went aggressive into the corner, is looking to try to make a move here for third. So we got kind of spicy battles here for basically the odd number spots here in both first and third. That 18 is trying to get all...
blanket.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's coming 5 to go here.
Yeah, don't forget the 65 Dustin Painter. He won in Atlanta a few weeks ago. Dustin Painter locked into the playoffs as Wanzing goes for the race lead. Is he going to slide job? He will.
Yeah,
Wanzing to the front, naked into the wall. Reynolds goes down below the white line, but Wanzing gets the spot.
Reynolds not going to be too thrilled with that, especially in a heat race. He'll keep that in the back of his mind. But the problem is, there's still 5 laps left, and the Reynolds now knows, if I got to do that to you, if you did that to me, I'll do that to you. But Briley Wright may be a bit of a thorn in the side, as he will get possibly around here for second.
Yeah, Reynolds now stuck on the inside line, has to really wheel his way around here. And the issue is that Briley Wright's right there. And you saw just how marginal that gap was between Wanzing and Wright. Reynolds finally moves to the top lane, but he's going to sail back to the bottom. And he's going to try to get to that quarter panel. He won't. Coming to 3 laps to go, and everyone now below the white line.
Follow the train, get the draft, set up for a run. You have to do it. Right there, you can see the 18 only car going to go low here. He's going to be in a spot for Briley Wright, but the problem is he's not going to have really the ability to slide up because even if he got enough of a run, the 7 was there.
Wanzing stays high. Reynolds goes low. Reynolds does have the momentum to make a charge.
He's not to clear here. At least try to.
Trouble! Reynolds will lose more spots. Wanzing leads, coming to 2 to go.
That may have been all she wrote for the 7 here. That was probably the last chance they had to win this heat. But never say never. He's got a charge on the inside. But the Cheddar's 8 is going to get around here for second, but he just gets swirly off exit.
Briley Wright sees blood in the water. Can he get to Wanzing and get around him? That's the big question. Wanzing, out of 4. He'll take the white flag, but will he have it coming back? 1 lap to go in Heat 1.
It's getting spicy all over this field. We got the battle fleet. You can just see we're there. Big 4-pack gaggle for 4th position on back. Right there. Wright's going to set up for 3-4 here. Going to get the run, set up for the 3rd and 4th corner here to try something. Gets the run. How low will he elect to go?
Briley,
looks like he's going to try it.
Briley did not feel confident getting all the way to the bottom like Reynolds did. Out of 4 for the last time in Heat 1. Wanz is going to win his first heat of 2023. He wins Heat 1.
Yep. It's Wanzing, Wright, Reynolds, Painter, Cody Pennell, Garrison, Kruger, Fetterplace, Roberts, Homebrink, Leiter, Feemster. That will be your inside lane for the main race. And if you enjoyed that, guess what? We get another 10-lap little duel here for the outside line, which they line up as so. Toby Estes and Austin Pennell will make up row 1. David Wright and Ryan Pennell will make up row 2. Tom Sears and Jeremy Breo, row 3. Daniel Michelle and Jack Mulkey, row 4. James Kerr and Eldridge George, row 5. And Cody Riggs and Tommy Withers making up row number 6 here to settle the outside line here at Kansas.
That was a fun first heat.
Yeah. Fun. Clean enough. Like, no one got intentionally dumped. No one wrecked. Oh, we see that for Heat 2.
And tempers have been higher. Last night was the round of 10 elimination race for the Saturday Night Showdown series. A lot of these ARCS A-Square Cup Series drivers also raced in that series, and tempers have been flaring since that race happened last night. But obviously, so far, very clean racing here in Heat 1, with Heat 2 about to start here. Eleven cars will take to the track in this duel, or in this heat, I should say.
I mean, where there's only one not electing to take. So Withers does attempt the main race, which we'll find out after 10 laps and a bit of warm-up. We'll have to find out he will be starting last position here tonight.
This is where things will get wild a little bit if we do see it. It's Estes, Purnell, Ryan Pennell, David Wright, Jeremy Breo, Tom Sears, Jack Mulkey, Daniel Michelle, James Kerr, Norris George, and Cody Riggs. As we take the green flag, Heat 2 is underway here at Kansas.
A lot closer nose to tail there. No one got too much of a crazy run here, but Estes will lead off 1-2 here. You got Wright and Pennell here fighting for who will be the next car in line. There you can see lines already going.
Ooh,
Tom
Purnell
Sears
on the wall.
He's going to get railroaded here. He's going to lose 3, 4, 5, 6 spots, maybe even a 7th if the Cody Riggs can get around.
Estes trying to set sail, something that Tommy Reynolds couldn't do, and he's going to break the draft here.
Yep.
A little bit of champ car strats from the 29 down the back straightaway, trying to break the draft away from David Wright.
Wright wasn't prepared. That's going to cost him at least a couple attempts, but that holo dogging or that strategy could come to bite him in the back if he ends up getting caught back up here.
David Wright sails it down the bottom. Estes stays up top. A little bit further back, it's Michelle and Sears battling for fourth. Sears on the inside lane, cars tied at the wall, but they all save it. That was further back. Norris George being forced 3 wide by Riggs and Purnell. And so far, the strategy's worked for Toby Estes. He's pulled almost a half-second gap over David Wright. But David Wright's also gotten clear of Breo and Ryan Pennell, who sit 3rd and 4th. There's Ryan Pennell on the 12.
Oh, aggressive slide job in the back there. You'll see a little bit of the shade as Breo kind of came up aggressively on Daniel Michelle. And they both tapped the wall, but they both kept it correct. There's Ryan Pennell. Different line. Again, far enough back that he won't really get the aero wash of the leader of Estes, so guy could just do his own thing in 3rd. As you watch David Wright, he feels comfortable on that low line. Maybe not the most conventional strategy in a heat race, but could work wonders for him during the main race, especially when the tires start to fall off. But very odd choice. He's not really making inroads on the lead car. Well, there's Pennell after getting a little bit woolly off 1 and 2. He's going to maybe fall into the clutch here. Tom Sears. Tom Sears saves it by using the wall. So a lot of drivers here a little bit back, really struggling, unlike in Heat 1, to get the power down at the right point and are just tapping the wall, more aggressively clearing and hitting the wall in regards. As now Sears is going to lose spot the 32 of Austin Purnell and now possibly even the 25 of Daniel Michelle.
Not just as quickly as Jeremy Breo was approaching the top 3. He's now down in 11th. Last car running in this heat. Tommy Withers, you see, is in pit lane. He will be in this race. So we'll have all 26 cars. Withers very much kind of in a cruise mode right now. He's already a race winner, won at Las Vegas.
Another driver sitting in the pit lane. As you can see on the time scoring, Jeremy Brao had that maybe wall tap, maybe took a little bit of damage from it, had a pit. And he will be starting P9. Well, not P9, I should say, but starting near the back for the main race. As he's going multiple laps down here, with 3 to go. Wright slowly making inroads here. At worst, it was about 6 tenths, now down to 4 tenths. But he's going to need to find a lot more time in that number 42 if he wants to get the Toby Estes. And right now, he is making the inroads he needs, but not a quick enough rate. And you can see Toby Estes going low there, blocking off Wright, knowing Wright was feeling comfortable with that line. Going to challenge him to change lines. We're coming to 2 to go here. That time by, Wright was faster by well over 10th quicker, about 10th to 15th. Yeah, very more gain time there, I should say. Got it within 0.25. He's coming.
The issue is how quick can he get there? And again, we just said it before, it's one thing to get to, it's another thing to pass. Coming through 3 and 4 for the last time in Heat 2. Estes and Wright 1-2 with Ryan Pinnell sitting and waiting in case things go down the way they went down in Heat 1. But right now it's Estes leading over David Wright. Estes goes high, Wright goes low.
Wright feels confident. He's hitched his wagon to that low line. He gets a good run here. He's going to have to do that for 3 and 4, but I think Estes knows that and he's going to probably go low here, going to the corner.
He does.
And he will cover it off. And that should ensure Estes gets out of this heat with a win as they come off 3 and 4 here. That number 29 is going to win heat number 2 with David Wright in tow, and Ryan Pinnell will get 3rd with Austin Pinnell 4th and Tom Sears rounding out your top 5 in this heat.
Two very good heats, giving us a really good indicator of how this race is going to go this evening. Again, it's the Midwest Barbecue 200 here at Kansas Speedway.
And all this talk of barbecue makes me want some pulled pork right now.
Well, if you want to make your own, visit MidwestBarbecueEquipment.com. Top grade smokers and barbecue equipment, all from the Midwest. One of the big sponsors, part of the Seth Wansing's family. Midwest Barbecue, a big supporter of ARCS in general. Obviously, the headlining sponsor for the Saturday Night Showdown series on Saturday nights that we broadcast. Decorating the front of that 9 machine. And awarding the Pole Award for ARCS competition here in A Squared. We're going to see if we can talk to him in this warm-up. Well, we've got the time to do so. Seth, this is Carmen from the ABM booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Carmen, I gotcha.
Alrighty, this is your home race. This is a big one. You've won Heat 1. Looking pretty good in the number 9 Midwest Barbecue machine. How you feeling, and how you thinking the start of this race is going to go for you here at your home track?
I think it's going to go pretty good. Definitely got a top 5 car, Carmen. Just want to keep it smooth. Gotta apologize to Tommy Reynolds on that heat race. Didn't mean to get the wall, so kind of ruined his heat. But nevertheless, it should be a really, really good race, and just focus on the long runs and try to put on a show and see if we can't get one at home.
Obviously, this one's a big one. We see you on track. We know how much this means. Obviously, 2-time series champion. You won at Nashville, which is close to home, but not quite the same as winning at your home track. How you feeling? Obviously, this is probably one of the best the nines looked all year long. Are you feeling like this is the race that you can make it happen? And obviously, how much does that kind of ramp up the pressure, knowing that it's right there in your fingertips?
There's a lot of pressure. Got the home sponsor on the car with my dad's company at Midwest Barbecue and 213 Somewhere and everyone that hops on board. So Love this racetrack, love the home track, and just go try to get it done. A lot of fun to be at home, though. Should be a really, really good race.
Obviously, we'll be talking to you hopefully during the stages, and hopefully we'll be seeing a lot of good things from that blue and orange number 9 tonight. Before we let you go, if there's anything you want to say to the fans watching at home, the floor is yours. Obviously running on board with you right now, but take it away, Seth.
Everybody enjoy at home. Grab your favorite cold beverage and get you some dinner and tune into A Squared this whole night. It should be a lot of fun. Thank you to Midwest Barbecue and 213 somewhere again, and it should be really, really fun.
Well, Seth, we'll let you get back to it, and we'll be keeping an eye on that number 9 up here in the booth. Good luck.
Thank you, Carmen. Have a good call.
That was Seth Wansing, our in-race reporter. We'll be talking to him throughout the race. He is also the home driver here, obviously from Peculiar, Missouri, not far away from Kansas Speedway. He gets to call a lot of the Midwest tracks home, but Kansas hits in such a special way for him. And obviously the performance he's had in the number 9 so far can be very hard to deny that he is a favorite here tonight.
Yeah, racing in front of the virtual home crowd at the virtual home track is something that'll definitely get you fired up to well. Well, unless you're myself, who doesn't have the best track record at Watkins Glen, but for most, it gets them fired up. For most.
While we're on the topic of home tracks, we got less than a minute here until everyone starts gridding up as Swansing practices pit entry. So Watkins Glen's your home track. For those that are unaware, my home track's Kentucky, Kevin's is Watkins Glen. If Watkins Glen's your home track and you're not a big road course person, do you then just consider New Hampshire your home track, or what's the closest oval?
I mean, the closest oval would be New Hampshire. Either New Hampshire or Dover's Delaware. It's a little bit too far back. Yeah, I mean, I could take the Truex approach. Is every Northeast track's my home track, but it most likely would be New Hampshire, as it's only about 5 hours out. So it'd have to be New Hampshire. 5
hours. It makes me spoiled for choice. I've got Indy, I've got Kentucky, I got Mid-Ohio, I got Michigan.
Because Watkins Glen was so good, they're like, all right, we don't need to put another track anywhere in the state. That's fine. One's good. Like, there's a lot of dirt tracks and local tracks, but none are in iRacing and none of that point. So it's Watkins Glen's like, yep, that's good. That represents New York. Staple.
Well, far and away from New York, far and away from Avian Studios is Kansas Speedway. 1.5 mile oval. And you see the information on your screen. 72 degrees, the air temp. Pretty much spot on here in the Midwest. 98 degrees is the track temp. It's not as hot as what it was a couple weeks ago and what it was last week at Talladega. But it's going to get hotter. It's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot more extreme. And it's going to be a lot more sensitive to the tires. 4 mile an hour winds. That is important. Typically, Kansas is a windier race. There's a lot of buffeting. There's a lot of moving around on track. You're not going to see that tonight. It gives drivers a lot better of an opportunity to side draft here this evening. And they're going to use it tonight, as we've already seen in the heat races so far. The starting grid, this is what it looks like. Josh Gaiman, pole position. He was pole sitter in Texas on Thursday night for the start of the Champ Car season, and he rolls it back, does it again here at Kansas in the A-Square Cup Series. Alongside him, Donald Ray, looking for his first win in 2023. Then it's Seth Wansing and Toby Estes, who we're looking at on your screen. David Wright and Bradley Wright sit together in row 3, so that's going to be confusing for a couple laps. Tommy Reynolds and Ryan Pennell make up row 4. Row 5, Dustin Painter and Austin Purnell. A lot of race winners, a lot of playoff already eligible drivers in that top 10. But as we look down, it gets very, very interesting. Cody Pennell and Tom Sears in row 6. Cody Pennell, a part-time driver. Tom Sears, a full-time driver, looking to get his first win of the season. Josh Garrison came so excruciatingly close at Las Vegas a couple months ago, but has not come anywhere near that since. Is tonight the night? It was a strategy race at Las Vegas. Will that be the case tonight? He'll be alongside Daniel Michel, but as we look through the rest of this field, the biggest catch, Jeremy Brea, the defending series champion, starting down in 24th position.
He's made great time before, and I think he can do it again here tonight. I'll have to wait and see, though, for the defending champion. Esker going to take the hard left into the pit lane here.
Start of the Midwest Barbecue 200 is underway. We're racing at Kansas. You saw there in the very back, there was a spinning car. That was the 25 of Daniel Michel, I do believe.
And
No, it was Jimmy Breo.
Breo and Michelle, you both were involved in that regard. So it was 2 cars, but one was backwards, the other one kept it rolling.
And it was at the back of the field, so no caution was thrown.
Yep. Basically 1.5, which was not enough for race control to deem that an incident, much to chagrin of the 74 and the 25. Also in the live action, well, Donneray had a little bit of trouble going through 3 and 4 on lap 1. He's still in P3. Drifting a little bit back here. So fighting for position here. But right up front, it's still Gaiman and Wanzing.
Yeah, we're going to ride on board with Wanzing here. He is attacking that 61, sitting up in second spot. The 2-time series champion looking for a win at home. Obviously, very early days, but if he can get to the front, it bodes very well for that number 9 machine. Gaiman goes low a little bit. Wanzing stays high. You see the seams. Very important guide stones to running laps here at Kansas Speedway. The progressive banking all determined by those seams. As we ride on board with Wanzing, there's the helmet cam from our enriched Porter. You see how busy that mirror can be. And that's the actual. That's what it looks like from behind. Donald Ray in the 2 car, the middle light machine on the inside through 3 and 4. And Wanzing's going to pick up the race lead.
Yep, and Donald Ray going to follow suit here. Something happened to that 61.
61 got loose in turn 4. Was watching it out of the window of the booth. 61 just got just a hair loose. And it was enough for Gaiman to go from first to third. Ray stays on the bottom, but Gaiman not happy near the wall. Remember, he didn't get to run the heats. He didn't get to run either of the heat races. He was pole sitter, so he didn't learn that. Oh, and there they almost make contact, and there is trouble behind.
That's a couple cars there, but we're
That's
still
Garrison.
green. 1 car, though.
Yeah, it is only 1 car once again. Obviously, you see the 20 of Jonathan Humbrink. He is on pace still. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Still a frenzy at the front of the field. As we complete lap 7. Gaiman holds on to second place. Ray still firmly in third, but Briley Wright looking to move forward as well.
Yeah, a bit of shame what happened with 18 there. Basically, him and the 27 had a little bit of a touch, but keep in action, live action here. Yep, we'll take a look at the replay now, though. Kind of show what I was talking about a bit.
Oh, he's gonna get oh, he got loose, and then Mulkey just finished him off.
Yeah, he tried to save it. 27 will have to be right there, and there was no 27 to go. And that's a good call by race control. It's only 1 car, so it didn't affect the 27 enough in a way to draw another caution. But look at that. Almost 3 wide here, fighting for third.
It was 3 wide. Briley Wright just said, see ya, bye. And obviously you see cars stuck on the bottom lane there. It's the Donald Ray, not where he wants to be, but doesn't have a whole lot of a choice as the lead might change hands once again. Gaiman going back after it, attacking Wanzing, didn't get to him. And now Briley Wright has an opportunity with both of them not running optimal lines. Wanzing, Gaiman, Briley Wright, David Wright, Donald Ray, Austin Purnell, Ryan Pennell, then Toby Estes, Tom Sears, and Cody Pennell in the top 10.
Honestly, since I know some of our viewers are a bit of a champ car background, it kind of feels like being in an oval, or especially at Indy, where you pick a line and you hope you can stick it. And if you can't, if someone takes your line away, you got to switch your line up. You're going to lose time. Here comes a 61 here on a run. It's going to try to take it. He's going to run, try to get to the corner pedal. Maybe try to aggressively side draft back, or maybe force the 9 into a mistake here by just filling up his mirror. Not close enough to make a thing happen there, though. Had the run, maybe didn't elect to take it. But problem right now, Briley Wright's right behind, and the 61 doesn't get a move on and ride behind. The 8 may say, all right, next man up. I'm the next man up. I'm going to take this spot.
Briley Wright, and it's important to note, Briley Wright has never won in this series, and this has been the year for first-time winners.
Mm-hmm.
So Briley Wright's rubbing his hands right now like, okay, I've got pace. We heard from him a couple weeks ago, like, hey, like I've got pace, and that's encouraging as Gaiman tries to go for the lead. It's going to be 3 wide for second.
Wright tried to go through and did not know Donald Ray was there. Donald Ray saw Gaiman making it, and Wright's going to go low here. And now for Seth Wanzi, he's not going to get much of a reprieve because there's Austin Pinnell and Donald Ray. So his reprieve was about for half a second. And he looks behind. There's another 3 cars coming. So if you don't get it right and you can't break away, the pack's going to swallow you.
A lot of cars ebbing back and forth. Wanzing stays up high. Bradley Wright moves up high. Transitions there. Gets a little loose. Still loose. Still middle 3.
Save.
But saved it. And now his teammate on the inside. That's Toby Estes. With Tom Sears following him. Ryan Pinnell goes by on the outside lane. And just like that, Bradley Wright from 3rd, battling for potentially the race lead, to 8th.
And you said tire wears, at the end of the day, you think, oh, tire wear is not going to be that big of a thing because it's not like Dover eats tires. But still, as tire wear goes on, you're not going to be able to plant the line you want, especially higher sides going to become a little bit more tricky to plant. So risk reward as tires begin to wear here. And we know some of these drivers can save tires like no one's business. Other drivers struggle a bit at getting that tire wear to go the full distance for the heat. Or I guess you said the stage, I should say. Yeah, it all plays up. But there's Bradley Wright kind of licking his chops here. Stop the bleeding
to
finally.
the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Tommy Reynolds to his inside. You see the gap between the two. Reynolds bottom feeding like we saw in Heat 1. Trying to get around his teammate. And you see the wheel working going on for Bradley Wright.
Pack's going to come up on the lap down car here. Jeremy Bray will not lap down yet, but will we put a lap down here?
Bradley Wright trying to make his way back forward.
Mm-hmm. Keep an eye on that maroon machine there, pinning the bottom. That is going to be the 74 here. It's not been good for him. There he is. Donald Ray going to make a move on Austin Pinnell there, but he's going to be kind of get chop blocked here by the 74 here indirectly. Bad time to make a move, and he's not really going to be able to keep going for it. He's going to have to try to split him, and he'll get it done, but going to really keep him under pressure. He's going to be under pressure from Estes and Tom Sears, respectively. Sears just clips the wall just a tiny bit, but keeps the cars pointed straight.
Rayo very loose here. And a lot. Now he wasn't the only one, because that was David Wright that also got really loose. And he'll get passed by everybody. He'll get passed by Bradley Wright, Tommy Reynolds, and Emma Kruger, who moves to the top 10.
Right, just trying to get to the stage right here. Maybe they make some adjustments if necessary, whatever. But just going to try to get there, but it's still a long ways away.
Up at the front, you see the massive cars coming down the back straightaway. It's Josh Gaiman, Seth Wanzing, top 2 still. Austin Purnell, one of the bigger gainers so far in this race, up 7 spots. But battling with Donald Ray and Toby Estes, who go 3 wide across the start-finish line.
Oh, look at that RG Bargy in the back there with Bradley Wright, Ryan Pinnell, and David Wright.
And it's still RG Bargy because they were almost making contact once again. And both the Pinnells, Ryan and Cody on the outside lane, trying to get away from it. And they will, just barely.
They're fighting hard like 3 hobos over a ham sandwich. There's David Wright. Cody Pinnell there joins the fray. No, that 50's fast. He has good qualifying pace, but a little bit lamb back in the back after the mistake he had in Heat 1. Gonna just clear David Wright here. That's an I am me moment. Like, did not even think David Wright, I'll get clear of him for 3 and 4. And he'll get it, and he'll get 2 for 1 piece there. At least for the short term. Here comes Pinnell, though. Gonna challenge back on the high side, but not gonna get the job done. So Cody Pinnell gonna keep those 2 spots, and he is going to be up to 9th position.
Several drivers up 7 spots. Matt Leiter up to 16th, and McCruger up to 8th, and Tommy Reynolds, Tom Sears up in 5th.
Mm-hmm. Biggest gainers, biggest losers would be Briley Wright down 9 spots. Joshua Garrison down 7. Obviously, Daniel Michelle down 12 currently. So, multiple spots of loss for some, but obviously one positive. There's stage breaks here, so it could be a great equalizer to give yourself a chance. Some adjustments if you need to get back up into it. You can see right now, battle heating up for second. Toby Estes has found some light in this late run and is now chasing down that 9 machine of Seth Wanzing.
Yeah, Toby Estes wants that second place. All 3 cars in the top 3 running different lanes. But everyone is chasing down Josh Gaiman.
Gaiman showing he's got the car to beat, at least in the opening laps here. Qualified the fastest. And then a little hiccup he had maybe early on after that long layover time from qualifying the heats. Finding his footing. A little bit further back there, you can see battle also 4th heating up between Donald Ray and Tom Sears there. And even Tommy Reynolds is joining the fray as well. Almost going to be 3 wide here. Reynolds, we know, has got a bad fast number 7. Had that little contact with Seth Wanzing, put him a little bit lower than he wanted to be, then got buried in traffic. And we know he can get those tires to long distances and save them quite nicely. Going to run that high groove, going to get around the 2 with Donald Ray here. Now going to try to set up a move on the 14.
Reynolds moving to the outside lane. We know Reynolds can kind of run whatever line he wants to run. He's got a lot of confidence in that number 7 Chevrolet. Trying to get around Tom Sears. He finished on the podium with him at Talladega last week.
And if you just saw right there in that little shot there, we all got a pass for the lead foreman. As Estes was side by side with the 61 coming in the 1. And they're going to stay side by side through the backstretch here. Highline was able to prevail. There's the current intervals on the screen. 29 going to try to slide job it. 61 going to hang it high. Oh, the 61 gets a little loose. Still loose.
Wow, and Estes takes the lead. That was wild.
That thing was sideways not once, but twice.
And that's hard to say because there's low-profile tires. They don't have a lot of give. When they get wide and they're around. Gaiman wheeling it here. Honestly, Seth Wanzing doing a good job right now, just kind of letting it ride right now, knowing that the first stage ends on lap 40. Tommy Reynolds surging forward, showing why he's a championship favorite right now. All the way up to 4th. Doing a really good job so far, the number 7, as he tries to climb back into the top 3 spots. And you see just behind Reynolds, you see the line power cars of Sears and Kruger. Then it's Austin Purnell, Cody Pennell, David Wright, Donald Ray in the top 10. Wild, wild stuff so far.
Yeah, and if you go by current points right now, the top 4 in the actual standings, not including wins and whatnot, are in this top 4. The only odd one out is the 29 Toby Estes, who's actually top 6. So a lot of championship favorites currently in this top 4. They could easily shake it up, and I don't want to sleep on Kruger. Obviously, Kruger's in the top 5, and I know I'll get some flack if I did not give her time in the sun. But we know her strength is road courses, and she's doing quite well in the ovals right now. Keep bringing down a top 5, trying to capitalize on a good finish last week at Dover.
Estes in the race lead. Wanzing gets a little loose. Reynolds rides the wall in the exit. Brendan Roberts gets even more loose in 11th.
Yeah.
And he's going to fall backwards another spot. That's the better place. It's going to put him in range of Donald Ray.
Mm-hmm. Reynolds looks like he's lost a little bit. He made a slight mistake, or he's lost some time here. Notice on the time of scoring, he's now down at 2 seconds back. It's falling to the clutch is the 5th position.
Yeah, Reynolds has gotten loose there. You see that battle between Reynolds and Kruger. They have not raced against each other very often. They raced against each other sparingly in the ABN Champ Car World Series last year. But they are not very well versed against each other. So this will be a fun little contest between these two. And Cody Pennell in the mix as well. 3 very stout competitors right here in the middle of your screen.
Oh, Cody Pennell!
That was a really
saves
good,
it.
a lot of good saves so far, but Cody Pennell's going to fall out of the top 10 with that potentially.
He'll take that over what the alternative would have been.
Oh, and there's pit stops.
Yep, pit stops.
And this is now a battle for the race lead. Kruger and Reynolds.
They're going for the stage points, I guess. Didn't even hear a call, so I thought, oh, we'll make it to 4 before we see a pit stop. No, we are in the window for some. Or at least a strategy call.
I don't know if they can make it. That's a really good question because they're not running full tanks. There's an abbreviated fuel cell.
8's in, 7's coming in. Yep, so it's a scheduled stop for all. This is not a sequence strategy. So I don't like the odd Kruger making it unless she found that extra switch to get 6 laps out of it somewhere.
Lion Power have been known to be fuel whisperers. Tom Sears especially has been known to get some fuel mileage out at the end of these stages, and he's sitting in 5th place at the moment.
I think I heard Kruger saying she's coming in. I heard a couple drivers say it.
Yeah, Kruger would be coming in here. I don't think Kruger was trying to save.
Nope, she's coming in. That's going to inherit the lead to David Wright at the moment. Well, Spinell and Feather Place in tow. And Sears.
Yeah, 2 Lion Power cars stay out. That's Feather Place and Sears. Donald Ray in 5th. As pit stops cycle through. And caution's out. Caution's out at 35.
That is a bit of a... That's going to pin a couple cars a lap down. Estes, Gaiman, Brea, Wanzing, Reynolds, Pennell. And they'll get their lap back by either now or stage break.
And it was Kevin Feemster, and Kevin Feemster is still wounded, and he's going to finish that car off. So Kevin Feemster was the cause of the first caution of this race.
And here's concern number 2. How close are those cars currently pacing around? Can they get before the pit lane opens? Are they going to have to take emergency service?
It's a really good question, but here's what happened to Feemster. He was trying to pit. Oh, and he just spun. Oh, and Mulkey slammed into him.
I think it was Alfred George.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that's Alfred George.
It was. He blinked out, but yeah, that was Alfred George, not Jack Mulkey. But you see the amount of damage on Feemster's car. All the suspension damage causes the car to snap around, which is what we see here. Obviously, the fishtailing as he tries to get the speed, and it just loses it all the way through. And it's all... You saw how pristine one side is compared to the other.
So obviously every car that stayed out there is going to take their service here. We will go back.
Except for Tom Sears.
He thinks he can get to the end. Because think about logistically, we're going to go back on maybe 38, 39. That's 1 lap.
It will be 2 laps, but...
2 laps, yeah.
Toby Estes will get lucky dogs, but that's going to put him behind
the pack.
And here's the important thing. Sears is doing this to avoid wave rounds.
Oh, cheeky.
Very cheeky. It pins several cars off the lead lap. It pins
Reynolds, Wanzing, Cody Pennell, Bren Roberts, Dustin Painter, just to name a few.
Bradley Wright sped on pit lane, so he is well out of it now.
Mm-hmm.
But it pins so many drivers off the lead lap now, and it's going to leave them off the lead lap through the end of the stage.
Actually, 2 cars stayed out, both Sears and Homebrink. I think Homebrink stayed out, according to my map, is correct.
Homebrink stayed out, but he was also near the end of the line, so he had to catch up. So that's why he is... And he's actually moved to the back of the field.
Oh, he's got some good damage on that.
He's got a lot of damage on that number 20.
So he'll have to pit here. So, yeah, it's going to be Sears. And actually, Sears, I think... No, he's not coming in. Timing scoring lied to me. So yeah, he'll stay out here and try to get it to the end. So all the cars currently behind are going to have to drop to the tail end. They cannot stay there. And it's going to allow Sears, Feather Place.
We're going to have a one-lap shootout for this stage.
Mm-hmm. And
we're on that 38th. Lights still on. Next lap, they'll do choose cone.
And the thing is, you got 3 line power cars currently in that top 5.
If we have, not just in the top 5. Well, yeah, they're on the top 5, but like looking like on track here. It's going to take a little bit for all these lap cars to get moved back.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Sears, Brendan Fetterplace, we're assuming that they're going to hog up that front row. Then it's David Wright, Emma Kruger, Donald Ray, James Kerr, Cody Riggs, Matt Leiter, Daniel Michelle, and Ryan Pinnell, top 10.
What an odd stage here. And Alfred George is actually, even though he was involved in the caution, stays on the lead lap. He'll be 11th.
Yeah, because he nosed into it, but he was able to come in and take his fast repair.
Yeah.
Whereas Feemster couldn't get back around
in time, and I think at a toe as well. So one more thing worth noting, we'll have to keep an eye on the battle for the lucky dog, because we know Sears is going to come in at stage break. That's 100%. But Feather Place in the right, if they come in or don't, it's going to be a battle for the lucky dog at the very least, where one driver is going to get their lap back. And by chance, if let's say one of these drivers in this top 10 stay out, possibly no wave around for some. But I assume everyone will probably pit at stage break.
Well, now you can't.
Yeah.
If you're someone like Gaiman, Reynolds, and Wansing, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a one-lap shootout to determine stage 1. And the teammates lined up on the inside. At least 2 of them did. That's Fetter Place behind Sears. Kruger stayed on the outside lane behind David Wright.
I'm getting flashbacks last week at Dover. This was a similar situation, except the only difference was that was for the results of the win. This is only for stage 1.
Now, this is the important thing out of all of this. Some drivers only took fuel only.
Yes.
You're looking at the likes of Fetter Place and Kruger, who took fuel only. Everyone else took tires.
Mm-hmm.
But how much is that going to matter in one lap?
Not much, especially over a track around Kansas. And at the very least, it's a good chance that even if they fall, they're not going to fall outside the top 10. And if we get a quick caution, then stage ends. So let's see how it all plays out here. But Penske are going to take the hard left. It's going to be Sears, Wright, Feather Place, Kruger, Ray, Kerr. They're going to settle this for this stage win here. And you got to keep an eye on the battle of the lucky dog. But we're underway here again for a one-lap shootout for the end of stage 1. And Sears gets the launch he needs. And he should be at least going okay through 1 and 2. Feather Place is going to block off David Wright. So line power 1-2 at the moment.
Let's separate as he left the bottom open for Donald Ray. And Donald Ray's going to poach it. Feather Place, that's what old tires means right there. That was a car on the inside. That was Cody Riggs.
He'll re-enter the track, no problem here. But coming off 3 and 4, it's going to be a battle for second. Sears, well, I should say gets away here unless they find a magical run or maybe a hill of beans. Michelle there as well. It's going to be 3 wide for second, but it's going to be Sears winning the stage. Wright coming home second. I think it was the 42 of Wright and the 2 of Ray. 1, 2, 3, 4 there. I'll have to wait and see how all this shakes up because it's a quick call to caution. But Sears' play worked.
It did.
And it's still a net gain for Feather Place, Kruger, and the other drivers that took fuel only, even if the tires maybe not having the length. And Tommy Reynolds will get the lucky dog as he's the first car 1 lap down. He was able to win the battle for the lucky dog.
Very, very, very crazy into stage 1.
Answer the question, chat. That was for the stage. So we still got another stage and the final stage too. So just in case anyone was tuning in late, that looked like a finish for a race, but sadly did not be the case. But here's the pit stops. Looks like almost everyone is coming on in. Ooh, looks like David Wright and Daniel Michelle stayed out. So wave round is not going to be happening here for some.
And that's the trouble. Some drivers are able to pit during that first caution, and now they don't have to pit now. So now if you're the likes of Gaiman and
Wansing, Pinnell, Bren Roberts, just name a few on that list. Yeah, it's hard pinned, and they're going to have to, because we know a fuel tank gets you about 33 laps, so we know if the stage is at 80, we're going to see another pit stop happen in between. And we saw a lot of those cars, one down, just come in, take the fuel what they need because no real reason to stay on out. So now those drivers are going to have to hope for another quick caution. And that's why that battle for the lucky dog was so important, because Reynolds, even though he'll be at the tail end of the longest line here, he's at least not pinned anymore. He can fight for the spots he gets.
A wild start to this race here. We're only on the second caution of the night, the stage break before the start of stage 2. What a wild show it's been so far.
Yep. Just shows sometimes a bad time caution can really put you behind the 8 ball. It looks like Mulkey, Wanzing are gonna, I guess, come back down here again. Yes, they are.
I mean,
it'll
you may
take
as well at that point.
Yeah, obviously get one extra lap here. No reason not to. I don't hate the call. Just want to make sure my eyes weren't deceiving me. So we're at 2 to green here. Obviously, choose will be in effect, but right now, look at how they're shaked up top 5. This is, I'm not going to say, because Dave Wright, no slouch, Jay Michelle, no slouch. I don't want to say there's any slouches here in this top half of the field. But this is, considering what we saw before the first caution came out, this was a gift-wrapped thing for Toby Estes right now, as he is, and that top 5 before the pit stops happened, he is the only driver in the top 10 currently sitting. So he's right now got a gift-wrapped chance to get some good stage points here, while his main rivals in the standings in the championship are nowhere close. At least for now. We're going to see choose in effect here. Wright going to go low. It looks like Michelle going to go low. First car going to bite high. It's going to be the 83 lighter, followed by James Kerr in the 75. So our top 6 is going to be Wright and Lighter first row, Michelle, Kerr second row, and Estes and Ray third row. So right now, at the moment, we got 14 cars on the lead lap. Actually, 15, including Reynolds. 25 cars, I think, still on the racing surface right now. Yep, all 26 are. So 15 on the lead lap, 26 still running. Tommy Withers, last of the runners, with 2 laps down, along with Briley Wright for that speeding penalty. But this is going to get spicy in stage 2 here. Pace car going to take the hard left into the pit lane here. Green flag out, and away we go for stage number 2 here in Kansas. Good launch there for David Wright. Lighter gets not as good a launch, but that is expected. And they'll be challenging the 25 here, second position. We can see them starting to fan out here, pick high, lows. We saw through stage 1 here. We know there's going to be another pit stop in the stage with not the full percentage of fuel tanks here. But at the very least, it may help you to run a little bit longer here. But right there's Michelle. One of the drivers that kind of struggles with tire wear, getting long distances here. So he's going to take very good short run driver here, but going to be under pressure from Lighter for second. See a possible pass here for the lead. Leiter's going to get the good run off here. He's going to have to try to dime in the corner and slide job his way up if he wants it that bad. Going to go hard in. He's going to try to clear, but not going to have enough distance. Wright going to hang on. Oh, he tried to get it. He's going to keep it saved. Almost. He's still fighting it. And he'll end up keeping it pointing in the right direction. Hat tip for Leiter. Multiple times that could have went wrong way around. Topsy-turvy. And he'll keep it pointed. Obviously going to lose a lot of spots here. Well, the alternative was taking multiple cars with him to the Shadow Realm. And that is a save, and we stay green here. And Michelle going to use that confusion to get around here and skate around the 42. So Michelle to the point. Wright second, Pennell third. Austin Pennell, I should say. Tom Sears fourth, and a battle for third between Kerr and Estes right now. Big X forming up. You see a move there for second. Austin Pennell getting good run on David Wright here. Right now, one thing that didn't help Austin Pennell right there, Michelle went low. That's going to allow Wright to get an okay run here off the corner. It caused a little bit of an extra lift there by that number 32, and you can see there just the ill effects on the backstretch. Wright getting the run off, but now again, it's going to help 32 get the corner here, but he's going to have to change his approach, and he'll get the job done this time by, though. So put Pennell up to second, and now David Wright going the wrong way quite quickly here. Now going to fall off to Tom Sears. Remember Tom Sears? Driver just won stage one, pitted under the caution. He's now back up to the top 5 and is climbing. There's a battle for the lead forming here on lap 52. Austin Pennell going to take his run. Battle of the 2 Rookie of the Year candidates right now. At least the favorites at the moment to take home Rookie of the Year. And Austin Pennell going to get the job done and going to take the spot away from the 25. Right now, battle's heating up for third. You can just see that pack there. That's third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, all under a blanket. Just trying to get what they can get here. And some names we even haven't said so far much tonight are in that pack, including Bren Roberts. Oh, Sears gets a little bit close off the corner there. It's going to allow Wright to get the run off. Oh, we got a tap in the wall. Big check up in the back. Kerr clips the wall. Going to check up that high line there. It's going to cause Riggs and the 50 of Pennell to take evasive action. We stay green. We stay clean. But that could have been another moment of pandemonium that affected some. So I'm just sliding in there. There's a 9 of Seth Wanzing, still 1 lap down. He's currently a battle for the lucky dog. He's fighting Pennell and Roberts, just in case the caution were to come out. Right now, Bren Roberts is the lucky dog in that pack, and that number 1 black and white Coca-Cola machine. They're on the high side just behind, yeah, just a little bit clear of this pack here. Everyone trying to find into a rhythm here. A little bit further up, you can see right there, Bren Roberts speaking the car 1 lap down. That is not for position, but trying to put more cars between him and the other cars a lap down. Going to make a move on Emma Kruger here. And just one up there as well. Team boss Emma Kruger, Tom Sears trying to go to third. Tom Sears going to try to pin the bottom here, get a good run, and try to dime in the corner, slide job his way up. As you can see, the 2 cars ahead there, that's second and first, respectively. As these two have been basically side by side for a lap. One will eventually have to propel here. Oh, look how close you get between the two of them. You can put a penny. Right, aggressively pinching. Sears not giving up, though. And that's going to allow Bren Roberts, you can see, going to make it 3 wide, join this battle. Oh, he's going to cause Wright just a little bit low. Maybe didn't see the one right away. And the battle finally concludes, and Wright will keep his hand raised. And now Sears going to fall under pressure here from Kruger. Only car in that gaggle of 4 there besides her and the 29 of Estes. That 9 and that 50 are 1 down. Bit of a lock up there by the 3. That's going to allow the 14 to go around. Sorry, the 1, I should say. Go around the 14, going around the 1 here. Kruger going to follow suit. So a bit of a lock up there by the 1. Maybe a little bit loose. And there's times like this, we hit lap 60 here. There's times like this, I'm kind of glad I'm in the booth because I would not like to be in the middle of this here battle for 3rd. As it's just basically pack racing without the draft. Well, still draft, but not the extreme draft. Tom Sears is basically being kind of a thorn in the side. Just not giving up that bottom for the better or the worse. By the way, you're not missing anything up front right now. It's still Ospinel leading the way. Michelle, though, looks like they are getting a good run here. I'll have to keep an eye on that battle to forms I got on my perspective, but this is still the closest thing we got on track. As we're coming to lap 62. Stage break, if I'm not mistaken, should be at lap 80. Regardless, that's the case. We'll see at least one pit stop here before stage break occurs. There's Gaiman making a move on Bren Roberts, just in the background there. Oh, Tom Sears, David Wright, they've been fighting for many laps, and it's still not going away, but we go back to the lead action. We'll have to keep that, put a pin in that battle, at least for now, as Michelle's was getting close to Austin Purnell there, but it looks like it's kind of fizzled out. There's Seth Wanzing, current lucky dog if things were to shake. Don't look now, Joshua Game is also there in the distance as well. Onboard shot or Seth Wanzing just shows you how hard it's kind of they're fighting. Pick your line, run your line, pick your poison. And Sears just willing it away on this inside, and he'll finally get the job done. Sears now up to 3rd. It took many laps and many of withering, but he'll get the job done. But hopefully they didn't burn up their stuff too much here. They got to make some good time if they want to get to that top 2. Real shot, the Sunday Money Racing Midwest Barbecue Machine. There's the guy he's fighting currently, Joshua Gaiman, right there in his coattails. Oh, look at that 3 wide there. Ooh, Gaiman's going to make his own luck here. He's going to make his magic. Thread the needle. And he'll get around 1. Now getting around, trying to get around Estes. Not for position. And just look at that. Gaiman's going to get around Estes. Right, though, he's just on the foreground, getting pushy on Sears. Yeah, not missing anything up front. Gap has kind of stabilized between Austin Purnell and Daniel Michel. Still 1-2. Right, gonna try to take the longer way around here. Not gonna get the help of the draft, though. Got the tuck back in line. Oh, David Wright tips the wall just a little. If not, he got a little loose. He'll keep it pointed in the right direction, but gonna fall in the clutch of the Joshua Gaiman. It's gonna give Sears some breathing room here as we're hitting lap 69. Side drafting there by Wright, coming into the corner. Does feel more comfortable on the bottom, but Gaiman feels more comfortable on the top. Gaiman will get the spot. And the one car, Bren Roberts, is going to pit here, so I think we're going to see some pit stops occurring. Yep, Bren Roberts, only car to come down pit lane that time by. No one else will blink here, at least at the moment. It looks like, again, the battle for third is heating up again. They've been in an internal battle here throughout the stage. Nut Driver giving an inch here. Wright had the advantage. Now Sears. Looks like the scales are tipping back into Wright's favor. Gaiman can be a hindrance and a curse here. First time they've had a car in front of them for a wee bit. But this is the good kind of clean racing you want to see. Close, but respectful. The only other driver to pit so far under this cycle right now is the one of Bren Roberts and the 50 of Cody Pennell. Everyone else going out for the long haul.
Less than 10 laps to go in the stage. And we know what that means. We know pit stops are incoming.
Mm-hmm. After the last set of pit stops, some drivers may be a bit wary of when to pit. Because this is the first time in a long time they've had to deal with pitting inside a stage. And the risk, obviously, the effects can be if caution comes out while pitting. You could get pinned a lap down like some drivers still are, including some fast competitors like Gaiman right there. Would be net third on the track if not for being pinned one down under the caution. But it looks like back up to the lead here. We got Daniel Michel. He's reeled back in Austin Purnell here. Got a great run off the backstretch. Thought he would have took it somewhere, but looks like he cannot seal the deal. Ooh, David Wright going to go, I think, either around Gaiman or singling. He's pitting. You see them all trained out on the bottom. You'll see in the backpack, if we get a good look here as they come down straight here, you can see them all training low side. Yep, just like there, you can see them all basically trained, obviously to get the runoff, but they all pretty much run the same arc through the corner for the most part. .32 coming in this time by Purnell, so we're going to see the hand out the window. Well, the virtual hand at the very least. He's in. Oh, he clips the apron, trying to woe it down. That's why you got to practice entry and exit, and he'll save it. Only real risk is, did he speed? It's going to cost himself some time. But are the berries on in the mirror? Did the traffic cop get him? Only car coming in, though. Everyone will have to pit at least once for stage breaks unless they found that magical fuel switch. David Wright in. Again, important to pit. Oh, Michelle coming in as well. Oh, Michelle woed it down way too quick here. I don't know if either driver made it. All clear. No penalties for Austin. And they are really timing it late, which you got to do, but the risk obviously is if you speed, that's going to be a hole. This right almost ran to the back of a slowing down 25. Ooh. Interesting. Garrison did not take full service. Looks like there's a fuel-only stop for him to get to the end of the stage. But David Wright got busted for speeding. He is still in his box. He will be getting a speeding penalty, so not good for the 42 in question. We stay on live action. Sears, Kruger, Ray, 1, 2, 3 as we're coming to lap 80.
They will make it on fuel here. And we kind of figured the fuel whisperers would do that. All three line power cars making it happen too. Because all three of them sitting in the top 4. Cody Riggs will get around Fetter Place. But all of them still in the top 5. As Gaiman, importantly, still a lap down to the race leader.
He's in his own little quest here. If he can get around Sears before 85, he will not have to use the lucky dog. That will go down to Daniel Michelle, who's currently behind Joshua Gaiman.
It wouldn't matter because the stage brand is here.
Caution, caution. Oh, caution. Yeah, stage ends. Thank you.
Yeah, stage ends on lap 80. So.
Oh, you said 25 to go, so I thought it was 85, but it is 80. Okay, good. So stage ends.
So Gaiman will be the lucky dog. The question is if Gaiman can make it on fuel.
Right now, Wanzing just said he's out of fuel. So Wanz is going to have to make emergency stop here.
Oh, no. Gaiman has to come in for stop, too. He can't make it on fuel.
No.
So he's not going to be lucky dog. He's going to lose it.
It's going to go to the 25 of Daniel Michelle then. Or at the very least, he'll get the wave around.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no is right. Bad the words for that 61. So close to getting back on the lead lap. Fought his way up. And he won't even get the lucky dog, and he'll be pinned for the final stage. So obviously Sears, Kruger, Ray, Riggs, Featherplace, Kerr, Homebrink, George, Leiter, Pinnell, Reynolds, all in at take service. Michelle, first car, one down. If does not qualify for the lucky dog, depending on obviously with pendings or whatnot, we'll see if he gets the boost around here in a lap or two. If not, he'll get the wave around.
And there it is for Michelle.
Yep.
And Gaiman's not going to get wave around.
Nope. As the emergency service will have to go to the tail end. Along with Seth Wansing, who had to make an emergency stop as well. So anyone that made an emergency stop before the pit road opened will not be able to qualify for a lucky dog. So Cody Pennell, though, like someone said in the comments, huge undercut. Looks like actually won't actually work out for him because that will shake out, I believe. Nope, it will. So all the cars ahead of Sears will get the lucky dog and get the waiver on, I should say, and get one lap back at the very least if they don't pit, like Feemster's coming in now along with 23 Tommy Withers, but they're multiple down. So we got the 2 to green here. Seeing that pack ahead is Roberts, Pennell, Estes, Austin Pennell, David Wright, Jeremy Braille, and maybe Homebrake. Actually, not Homebrake. And to add insult to injury, Seth Wansing just had a connection issue. He's technically behind the wall right now. He may get back out, but it's being a home race for the 9 is not what you want to see. As any chance he really had of taking home the victory has basically gone up in smoke. But here comes the wave around. Sears going to choose. He's going to go low. Kruger going to go high, so it's going to be a Line Power Motorsports 1-2 up front. Then it's going to be Ray and Riggs, row 2. And it's going to be Tommy Reynolds and Jonathan Homebrake, row number 3. Just to kind of finish out who's still on the lead lap at the moment till everything obviously shakes out. You got Alfred George and Leiter, Ryan Pennell and Alfred George, row 4. Leiter and Kerr, row 5. Feta Place, Michelle, row 6. All the other wave around cars will come around here shortly, and actually will get caught back up, which they already have. Actually, looks like we'll get delayed 1 lap here as they're still coming. Oh, Cody Riggs just got a choose code violation. So Cody Riggs is going to have to drop to the back here. Serve his choose, basically pedaling for not choosing code correctly, so that's going to promote Ryan Pennell up a spot. So we get that 1 extra delay to allow the rest of the wave around cars to get caught back up. Should be worth noting as well, we'll see 1 more pit stop in this final stage. Depending on how you can get the fuel, probably around lap 1, the 110, 120 window, maybe a little bit later. Every driver will have to make at least 1 more pit stop. Magic number you could probably get to under with 1 more caution. If we get to a caution, we're probably a little bit past lap 100. If we get a caution after 100, that would satisfy a final pit stop, at least from my math. Pace car going to take the hard left here into the pit lane. It's going to be on Sears' control. Sears won both stages, looking to win the final one to get the win. Here we go for the final stage here tonight. Great jump there by the 14. Kruger going to be under trouble here from Donald Ray. As they fan out here, Sears, Kruger, Reynolds. Right now, both those line power cars don't have the best memories of that 7 last week at Dover. Played spoiler last week. Looking to maybe make it 2 weeks in a row for that 7. Battle for 4th is Ray and Homebreaker fighting hard. Looks like mostly they're all lined up single file nose tail. There's Ryan Pennell, but you can see the pack is kind of forming aggressively right around position 7. You can see Austin Pennell going to join the fray here a little bit back. See him as they come about 3 and 4 here. You can just see that pack includes Kerr, George, Leiter, Gaiman. All fighting hard to get what they can get.
Very interesting seeing this field move through. It's Sears and Kruger first and second, but Reynolds in third, fighting with Donald Ray. And Reynolds actually going to lose several spots here. Got loose on the entry to 3.
Yep.
Now down to 5th.
5th, and could be worse here. Curzon's on his inside. Saving grace, he does have 2 lap down cars in that pack fight position. Kerr going to sneak around. Gaiman not going to be so gentle. Got Ryan Pinellas outside there, 4 wide. Oh, that's not going to work.
Here they go.
Oh, Reynolds, Gaiman, Kerr involved 4 wide. That's not going to work around Kansas. And the sad thing is, as Gaiman was in position for the lucky dog, he will not get it because of being involved in the accident. That will go now to Austin Purnell. But just 4 wide. Just pure chaos. So we'll have to take, when we get a chance to look at the replay, we will, because it just 4 wide does not work around at Kansas, and that was the ill effect of that. As we're going to see probably pit stops occur here possibly shortly. They still will probably not be able to get to the end here if they pit. But some are going to try. Oops. Yeah, some are going to try. Maybe try to stretch it and take an alternate strategy. Some of the drivers selecting the pit here are Homebrink, Ryan Pennell, and Matthew Leiter. Some for damage, others to get off sequence. But our top half are all going to stay out here. And actually, Lucky Dog's going to go to Jack Mulkey, not Austin Pennell. Maybe Pennell had a slight contact in that, because he was basically in that 4 wide shenanigans. So Mulkey going to get back on the lead lap here instead. And that will give us now 11 cars on the lead lap at the moment. Obviously, a few cars having damage, and I think Alfred George being possibly involved. We'll have to see how his effect occurs. While we take the second here as we let this sort out here, see in the chat some questions come out here. If you are interested in this series, obviously you have to be recruited to come in the series, but ARCS does run a bunch of other series here to run. As we'll take a look at the quick caution, let's finish it saying, go to racearcs.com. to apply to race in a bunch of different series they run on weekdays and whatnot. Now we'll take a look at the caution here. You're just going to see it. 4 wide is the situation here. Good slowdown done by Carmen. You can see Kerr goes for an aggressive. It all starts with Reynolds making that slight mistake. Kerr then goes to the bottom. And he just clips the apron. I'm thinking, yep. It's a little loose. It sends him back up. And that's going to allow Gaiman to come on in and make a move. And now Ryan Pennell's also there as well. That little checkup is now made it 4 wide. And then Kerr just keeps going up, and just touches the 7. And at that point, he's ping-ponging. And he sends the 61 cross into the 7. 7 sends the 12 into the wall. And at that point, some cars are just praying they can get through it. And Mulkey obviously makes it through unscathed. Hence why he got the lucky dog. Austin ended up getting a little bit of a touch from contact for 32. So he will not get the lucky dog because of that. But some good cars there involved in that incident, having to pit, fix them on up. James Kerr still pitting. Take one more look at this again. So pick different cameras here. As Carmen's finding the best angle for us to see. Yep, we'll wind by Ryan Pennell. And just see, at this point, he thinks he's good, and then 7 just hits him because 7 gets hit by James Kerr. But relatively unscathed for the 12, though. As you'll see back here, the live action choose was in effect. It's going to be Sears and Kruger 1-2, with Ray and Feather Place 3-4, and Toby Estes and Ryan Pennell 5-6. And just to finish outside the top 10, you got Reynolds and Homebrink in row 4, and Cody Riggs and Alfred George in row 5. So Alfred George did not actually have to serve that EOL, or at least Padley. So right now, everything's up for roses here for Line Power. Still 1 pit stop going to be required. Few cars elected to pit there in the last caution. Obviously, with so few cars on the lead lap, makes sense. Maybe try to stretch it. Let's keep an eye on them as well. Pace car going to come off here, 3 and 4. Take the hard left. And green flag out, and away we go again on lap 95, now to 96. Oh, Kruger tries to clear Ray there. Not going to get the fender down, but will keep the position, so Kruger stays in second. All right, we know has a bad fast 2. Remember, qualified front row for the main race, even though that was at least an hour and a half ago. Looking to back up second position, maybe break up this 1-2 for Line Power. Ooh, in the back there, Ospinell, a little base action around him. Kruger's playing good driver here. She's able to keep that car still in second, at least for the moment. Come off and block Ray off. Now Ray, though, maybe take the run here. Just the battle we saw. Oh, back in the action. Game it around. 1 car, though, so we stay green. Back up, you can see that pack forming a little bit there. Kruger, kind of the big loser here. Feather Place will get around. Donald Ray and Toby Estes gonna charge. You can see the smoke from the Gaiman accident. As we've hit magical lap 100.
35 to go. Oh, Kruger.
Kruger. Yep, and that's Ryan Pennell. Gave her a little tap, and that will be a caution. Alfred George also involved from the ill effects of the rebound there. Actually, I think it may have been Mulkey. Yep, it was Mulkey's. Alfred George is coming around now, so. So we'll take a look at the replay here. James Kerr comes in late to the party here. Yeah, he'll be okay. Almost gets tagged by Holmbrink. So we'll take, yep, this is where the incident happened. You see Kruger clips the wall.
Tagged the wall there, yeah.
And then Pennell, nowhere to go, just gives her a little tap. And she just cannot save it. Maybe a bit of inexperience. And hard on the wall, and then Pennell just get nowhere to go. At least the positive is most cars got around here. Pennell just barely touches. And actually, Mulkey, Mulkey tags too. So Mulkey just got his lap back and now has some heavy damage. So back to live action. We're going to see pit stops. This should be the final pit stop of the race. Lead pack all coming in for the most part. Looks like only one car is going to stay out, and he was the one that pitted under the previous caution, the 20 of Jonathan Holmbrink. He will take the lead. Jeremy Brao, he was the first car one lap down, so rough opening stage for him. He will now be back on the lead lap. So that 74 has rided the waves, has gotten around, and is now fighting for a chance here to get a top 10. And in turn, with Holmbrink staying out, is not going to allow, actually, make sure they're not a lap down. Yep, they are a lap down. So it's not going to allow David Wright, Joshua Garrison, Joshua Gaiman, their abilities to get their lap back. So Holmbrink staying out is going to put another just... Gaiman's going to, like, some of these drivers are going to feel like when they leave here tonight that they were cursed to Kansas. The Wicked Witch of the West got them. This is another opportunity for someone like Gaiman, who's had another chance to maybe get back on the lead lap, just falling through his fingers. Unless the 20 pits around this time by, and he will not. Those are coming to 2 to green. With the way of rounds, this is going to allow Cody Pennell, Bren Roberts, and Feemster to come in. There you see Brao taking his service after getting the lucky dog. Gaiman and Pennell of Austin Pennell fame is going to come on in.
It'll be a very interesting run to the finish here.
Yep. So we are going to have 17 cars on the lead lap here with Pennell, Roberts, and Feemster getting their lucky dogs. I mean, wave rounds. They're not lucky dogs. That was Brao. Holmbrink's going to get first choose here and is going to follow close behind by Sears, Ray, Featherplace, Estes. That'll be your top 5 at the moment before the choose occurs.
We'll have 30 laps to go in this race. So theoretically, everyone should be good to the finish.
Yep. I think you're correct. Holmbrink may be the only question mark because he pitted under the previous caution, but should be saving fuel under that caution. This caution, it's shown that Sears can get to the 40-lap window with the help of a caution, so I think he'll be good as well. So only reason you have to pit now is if you want to get tires. If you have any left. Holmbrink going to go high. Sears going to go low. So a bit of a different strategy. Leaders on the previous ones have gone low, and now they'll go high. Ray will lot and low. Featherplace high. Estes low. And Riggs high. So that's going to be your top 6. And as they file in less, it's going to be Reynolds and Kerr next. And then if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be Leiter and Mulkey. And that will round out your top 10. He kicks some sand in David Wright's face. He just got an EOL for a choose cone violation, so he will now have to go to the back for not choosing correctly. He'll be the second car tonight to get said penalty. He'll join Cody Riggs. Meanwhile, battle for the Lucky Dog is still well in the play if we do get another caution, because sometimes cautions speed cautions. Right now, that is Austin Pinnell and David Wright. They're fighting hard along with Gaiman Garrison. That's currently your top 4 for the Lucky Dog. Well, here we go. 30 go, now to 29 as it comes to the line. Pace car going to pull on in. And green flag in the air, and away we go. Hoping for a run to the finish. Homebrink already getting swallowed up by the Lion Power Motorsports machinery. As both Sears and Feather Place will get on around. In the background there, you can see a battle for 4th. Estes and Ray are fighting. So you see a battle there for the lead forming. Feather Place going to make a move on his team boss, Sears. Right now, it's a tale of 2 different worlds, at least up front. You got Tom Sears, driver that was in opportunities to win the past 2 weeks and had it slip through his fingers, and Brandon Feather Place, one of the only drivers in the top 4, currently without a win. Looking to get his first win this season to kind of get that monkey off his back. And don't forget Donald Ray, he has now joined the fray as well. Has had a great last couple races here to end the first 12 races of the season for the next choose. And he's currently slotting in 3rd. And there's Toby S as well, 6th in the points. Had a good chance to Dover slip away. He also wants to get this win. Feather Place will lead him to the line. And don't count a home break as well. Driver that's had not a great 12-run stretch, looking to maybe put a good exclamation point on this 12-round win. 12-round break here to try to get at least 1 win, maybe 4, we go to the break. Oh, further back there, you can see a car going very low to get around Austin Pinnell.
Bubbles and cautions out.
Yep, for that incident in the back, it looks like it's James Kerr involved. He's still high on the wall. There's Austin Pinnell. Looks like he may have possibly been picked up as well. So see here, you can see that was Breo making that move. Oh, he just clipped the apron. Oh, and he sent himself up in the game in an Austin Pinnell. So because of that, Gaiman is not going to get the lucky dog most likely. It's also not going to go to Austin Pinnell or David Wright. So I think it's going to be Tommy Withers getting his lap back here. If by law of accidents. We'll just have to wait and see. Yep, I was correct. It is Tommy Withers. He survives the chaos, was not involved in the wreck, and now a driver who was, again, opening lap incident along with Jeremy Breo. Now back on the lead lap. He was multiple down and now back in the lap trying to go for a top 10 finish as well. Maybe even a win if things shake out differently. But with 25 to go here. While we have this quick little break in the action, if you are enjoying the Midwest Barbecue 200 here at Kansas for the ARCS A² Cup Series, Aero Broadcasting Network, or ABN I should say, broadcast basically almost every day of the week. You'll probably find a series you like, so if you do like what you're seeing right now, why not follow the channel? And if you are so inclined, maybe even subscribe. As we passed 500 followers not too long ago, and hopefully we're on the road to 1,000 maybe before the year's out, but wishful thinking at the very least. But if you are enjoying it, thank you for tuning in. And if you're also watching this race replay on YouTube, thank you for watching as well. And maybe hit that like button. But with 24 to go here, with 2 to go, we're going to see the choose next time by. And the question is, where will some of these cars go? So we've seen the choose. Most of the cars that led the basically were front of the choose, got first choose, I should say, took the inside lane. Homebring broke that trend last choose by going to the top, but instantly got swallowed up by the inside lane. So it feels like it will be a give me. We'll see Feather Place go low. But the question mark is, will Sears follow suit low, stay behind teammate, maybe allowing Homebring to go up? Or will Sears block it off and go high? We'll find our answer here as keep an eye on your screens. And it looks like Feather Place going low, Sears going low, Homebrink going low, not going to take the highs. Oh, he is going to go high. Quick bait and switch there, along with Donald Ray. So it's going to be Feather Place, Sears on the inside, 1-2, and it's going to be Homebrink and Ray on the outside, 1-2. As we'll see them furtherly line up here, you're going to see Estes and Reynolds make up row number 3. Leiter and Toby Estes making up row, sorry, Mulkey I should say. My mistake. Mulkey and Leiter making up row 4. And Ryan Pinnell and Cody Riggs making up row number 5 here. We got 17 cars on the lead lap at the moment. 24 cars still running. My count is correct. Yep, because Dustin Painter is still on the racing surface. So 24 cars on the racing surface. Only 2 cars behind the wall. That is Briley Wright in the 8. And Seth Wanzing in the 9. Wanzing was plagued by technical issues. But with 23 to go, coming to 22 go, this could be an interesting finish. We've seen those heats earlier that as the laps tick down, this can get very argy-bargy and competitive. And we may see a slide job or 2 in the order. Can Lion Power Motorsports get their first win this season? A lot of first-time winners in this top half of the field. Or will Tommy Reynolds maybe steal another one? We'll find out soon. Pace car going to pull on in. Green flag out, and away we go again. Feather Place gets a good launch. And they're 3 wide for third. As you can see right there, Ray going to be in the middle. Homebrink going to have to lift. Ooh, a little bit of touch in the back there between Feather Place and not Feather Place, Feemster and Roberts, but we keep it pointed right. We stay clean, we stay green. We're at 21 to go. Oh, Reynolds touches Homebrink, but saves it.
Everyone pushing here. Everyone pushing wildly here. It's Feather Place, Sears, and Ray at the front of the field.
Mulkey now joining the fray, will join the top 5. Ooh, Sears gets a good run here off the corner. He's going to have a chance here, Feather Place.
Teammates at the front of the field battling.
Boss versus teammate. Ray's there to capitalize. He'll go low. Try to follow Sears through. Sears will get clear.
Ray's not close enough. And now Estes is on the charge.
Like I love to say, next man up. If you can't get the job done, I will pass. Sears got the memo, so all Ray in the mirror. Feather Play's going to go low here, try to get the run. But he's going to evade the top side here, going to allow Ray the opportunity to run high here, if he so chooses. Looks like as this run's gone up, since his tires wear, that low line has become the ideal place to be. Ray going to get around for second.
The Feather Play's on the bottom. He's not giving up the fight either. 17 laps to go.
Sixth place has lost touch from this little lead pack here. Half a second, they can obviously reel it back, but right now, at the moment, it looks like your winner may come from this top 5. Donald Ray senses a move. Remember, he qualified front row. He's got hunger in his eyes. He will take the lead here with 17 to go. But Sears not going to let him get away.
Ray led at the line. Ray gets clear. Sears moves over under. And pulls right back level with him.
And there's Feather Place. And Estes.
And Mulkey's not far behind either. 15 to go.
Leiter has caught and joined this fray.
Estes side by side with Feather Place. They side draft.
Oh, neither
Sears,
giving an inch.
3 rows of 2 out of 4. Don't forget Daniel Michelle in 25 and Tommy Reynolds in the 7. They're
They
not
keep
far
fighting.
off of this.
Yeah, they keep biting. They'll catch up.
Car high, car low, and then cars in the middle. They're running every lane here at Kansas. Sears gets clear. Does Ray get a run at the inside this time? He does not. Sears gets to the bottom first.
Ray's going to have to probably make... He's going to either have to time it right and predict where to go, or he's going to have to try to make that top side work to make that pass. Yep, Michelle has joined the battle for the top third spot here. That pack is caught up. They're going to catch a lap down vehicle here. That's the 22 of Alfred's George. Could be a bit of a pick here. Could affect Sears if he catches him wrong. He'll go low. Not going to give too much of an ill effect to this 14 over the 2.
These two going hard at it. Former teammates. Raced for Team Outlaw last year.
A little bit further back, you can see there, Tobias has gotten around for third. Fourth, though, it's still up for grabs. You got Mulkey, Feather Place, and Leiter, and Michelle all fighting for fourth.
Yeah, they're trying to make sure that Estes doesn't walk away and join this lead battle. They want to fight for that podium spot. It's 3 wide behind.
At this point, just pick your lane and hope you can make it stick. Like I said, it's kind of like Indy in that regard in Champ Car Machinery. You just pick your line, hold it, and you just got to hope that the car ahead of you doesn't pick it, or if you do pick it, you got to alternate your line just a bit, change your place to get that run off. And right now, Sears is doing what he needs to do. Oh, they are 4 wide back there. That's Mulkey,
5
Leiter,
wide.
Michelle,
5 wide.
5 wide. Roberts joined it too.
And they made it stick.
And mind you, that is only for 5th position. Breo's there too. Breo's in 8th right now. Good recovery drive at the moment. But obviously, he wouldn't call it success until we see 10 laps tick off the lap counter. Right now, back up front, Sears has opened up about 3/10 of gap on Ray. He's gaining it slowly. Top 4 have broken away from this pack.
Tom Sears has put space to himself and Donald Ray. 8 to go.
Lap times for both. 31.03 for Tom Sears, 31.08 for Donald Ray. So Sears was faster. In that top 5, he was the fastest out of the top 5 as well. Only Feather Place was slightly close to his time at 31.06. So these top 2 are running the most competitive lap times out there on the field. Feather Place has, I think, reeled in Estes. If it gets interesting up front, Feather Place could challenge. Or Estes.
The caution's
and
out.
that's going to be a caution, and that's going to be an accident on the back. I think Breo's involved, and the 70-something, 75 occur, I want to guess.
It is Kerr and Matthew Leiter.
Matthew Leiter. So something with that 4-wide battling. Ended up for Pater. Kerr, Breo, and Leiter. That will allow Joshua Gaiman to finally get back on the lead lap. As long as he wasn't involved in this in some way. Took about 100 laps, but he got back on the lead lap finally.
Here's what happened in this caution here. Just side drafting there. It's Breo and Leiter. And Kerr does not get lucky enough here.
Mm-hmm. Kruger may have had a piece as well because she's sounding off that
Kruger was involved in an incident beforehand. She was involved in an issue with David Wright.
Okay.
So they weren't involved. Kruger's been out for a little bit.
Yeah, I know she's 2 laps down. I just didn't know if she saw this, is what my perspective was. But yeah, you can see just coming up the track and just, yeah, some drivers had nowhere to go. As we're seeing pit stops occur here on the front. Back to live action when we get to a second. We'll see a few more replays here, but lead cars coming in. They want those fresh tires. But yeah, just, you hate to see it for some. Take one more look here from the Chopper cam. Yep, Kerr comes down, Breo nowhere to go. They both come up the racing surface. And nowhere to go for Austin Pinnell or obviously James Kerr, and also I think that's Withers.
It was 23.
Mm-hmm. So this is shaking up quite nicely here. Top 4 all stayed out. Pinnell, Mulkey, Roberts, Michelle. Sears, Ray, Estes, Reynolds, basically everyone else came in for service. Looking at the intervals, they all took 4 tires. We'll come back probably to live action. Green flag, because we're on 5. We'll get the 2 to go on 4, I want to say. So 2 laps to finish. So it would be an inverted green-white checkered situation that will not count towards the green-white checkered. Ooh, there's a few more cars. That was the lap down vehicles of Wright and Purnell coming in. So it's going to be the battle of, can the no tires, the old tires, make it work? Or can Sears, Ray, and the rest carve their way up there and get a win? Should be worth noting, Cody Pinnell is a part-time driver, at least by listing.
Correct.
Look at this top 5. You got Sunday Money Racing leading. You got B-Tron in second.
Sunday Money in third and
Yep.
fourth.
Tom Sears with Line Power in 5th, Presidential Racing in 6th with Ray, and Toby Astor with Bandits Racing in 7th.
Reynolds 8th for Band Racing in 9th with Cody Riggs.
And then rounding outside the top 10, Kevin Feemster.
Presidential as well.
Presidential, yep. So here's the choose. Well, actually, looks like we're not going to choose this time by. Actually,
Yeah,
we are going to choose. Late choose there. That's what kind of threw me off. You choose a little earlier than that. Pinnell going to go high, which may not be the best call in the world, but he feels confident. Jack Mulkey low. Roberts, Michelle low. Roberts high. That'll be row 2. Sears Ray, row 3. Reynolds Estes, row 4. Riggs Feemster, row 5. Right now, if Sears cannot bring home the bacon, it's going to feel like a bad dream for the past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
In situations late and just cannot bring it home. In the top 10, only 2 drivers have wins. Michelle, who won at Auto Club, and Reynolds, who's won multiple times. So pace car gonna take the left. Old tires versus new. We'll settle it once and for all. In the zone. And green flag in the air, and away we go. And you can see Pinnell getting shoved by Roberts. Mulkey did not get going. He's going to get swallowed up quickly. Sears going to be on the aggressive here. Tom Sears getting loose in the back. It's a little tough for Michelle. He saves it. No, he doesn't. He's around. He's going to hook lighter. Hard to the inside wall, and that's going to trigger a first green-white checkered. And that is gone from dream to nightmare for Tom Sears. Lighter as well. And we're going to re-rack him. Should be worth noting that Tommy Reynolds is now the highest of the drivers that elected to take 4 tires under the last pit stop now. Take a look at the incident. You're just going to see they're 4 wide almost. You can see already a little bit of the incident's already occurred here. You can see Sears just gets
Lighter
tapped.
got help there.
Sears just clips the apron a bit and gets loose, and then Michelle just finishes him off slightly, and then he just cannot. He tries to save it once, twice, and takes lighter with him. Right into the 34th feather place, too, so. As you see Lighter come down for service, obviously not too wounded up. So this will trigger the first green-white checkered. Obviously, you already made your bet. No more pit stops unless you have damage or fuel concerns. Which most of the field should not have. Well, the second one anyway. Wave round going to go to David Wright. He will now be back on the lead lap. That will give us 17 cars on the lead lap. Actually, 18 because Sears is technically still on the lead lap, so 18 on the lead lap. So for those at home that may not know, ARCS allows, A Squared Cup Series, I should say, allows 3 green-white checkered attempts if we need them. And as the go procedure, it's a green. If there's a caution before the leader takes the white flag, we re-rack them and do it again for a maximum of 3 attempts. If the leader takes the white, this race will end, obviously under caution or checkered flag, but obviously since cautions aren't called in the last lap, it will most likely be a checkered flag.
It's going to be very interesting.
Yep.
You have Britton Roberts leading this race. Then you have Cody Pinnell and Jack Mulkey, who have not pitted since lap 101 and 109. Then Tommy Reynolds, Donald Ray, Cody Riggs, Daniel Michelle, Toby Estes, Brandon Federplace, Tommy Withers in the top 10. And for Tom Sears, once again, a nightmare.
At least this is probably the worst of the three because at least the other two he finished. But a race he was firmly in control just fell to shambles, and you hate to see that for Tom Sears, but you hate to see it for anyone. But hopefully the one break at least allows him the ability to maybe get that juju back in order. But coming up to choose here, Roberts basically pushed Cody Pennell up ahead so he could have the attack, and is now clear, and he's in the catbird seat. Presumably, I would assume going low, but we've seen the trend be bucked before with a car going high. And Roberts will signify that by going low. Cody Pennell will follow low. Mulkey for Beatron, gonna go high, joined by Reynolds. Ray low, Riggs high. That's gonna be your first three right there. And then finishing out the top 10, you got Michelle and Estes, row 4, and the Feemster and Featherplace, row number 5.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting finish, isn't it?
Yeah, you got two drivers on old tires there, and you got basically Reynolds saw what Roberts did, is going to basically try to push the rear end off of Mulkey to try to get enough ahead, or at least side by side him so he can get a run at Roberts. Again, similar battle we saw last time. Can old tires find a way? Or will Roberts hang on? Will Reynolds steal another one? Or will someone else a little further back like Don Ray, our front row qualifying person, get a chance to take this win home? We'll find out here on the first green white checkered. Pace car going to take the hard left. Green in the air, and away we go. And there's Cody Pennell returning the favor, giving a shove to Roberts. Reynolds already to the inside. Yeah. Reynolds going to get clear here of the two cars. Very clear.
Trouble, curve around behind, no caution, we stay green.
One car. One car. Battle for the lead here. There goes Reynolds. Inside. Battle for third, 3 wide here. Ray gonna try to sneak in. He cannot.
Reynolds takes the lead. White flag in the air. Do they make it back?
Michelle and Pennell in the distance in case something happens.
Reynolds gonna get clear. Reynolds clear. Trouble behind.
Right in the back. Mulkey. That's not gonna trigger a caution. We're racing to the finish.
I believe that was Mulkey and Withers behind. Reynolds holds the bottom. Warm up the buses. It's win number 4 in the season for Tommy Reynolds. He wins at Kansas. Brent Roberts and Daniel Michelle round out the podium.
You might as well call him a thief because he just stole another one. That white scheme, basically invisible to the rest of the field, comes out late and takes it all.
Better place 4th, Cody Pennell 5th. Ahead of Donald Ray, Toby Estes, Cody Riggs, Matt Leiter, and Tom Sears, who round out the top 10.
Very chaotic race, especially in stage 1. See cars pulling off here, but Tommy Reynolds, a sight we've seen multiple times here. He's going to do it for a 4th time. He's going to burn it down. That's 7. And with Braille's kind of bad luck at the end, right now, obviously still a long way to go for the playoffs, but right now, Reynolds, at least at the first break of the season, is looking like the odds-are favorite to hoist the championship in November. But still, long ways away. Quick little burnout there for the 7. He will not do
Fantastic
much
job
else.
done by Tommy Reynolds.
And do not go anywhere. We'll try to get the top 3 in here, at the very least, if we can see if they're all available. So we'll hear from possibly Reynolds, Roberts, and Michelle, if we can.
Wild finish there. We'll start with 3rd place. We'll start with Daniel Michelle. Hear his thoughts on the night. Daniel, this is Carmen from the ABM booth. You got a copy?
Yeah. Sorry for the microphone.
No, you're good. Wild race tonight. Obviously, a 3rd place finish tonight. Obviously, you already have a race win. But it's been an up and down season since. Getting back in the saddle, getting back in the podium. Obviously, a wild night like tonight. What does that help you as far as going into this first week off?
Well, I don't know if it was a good night today. There was a lot of stuff going on, and there's some crazy driving. I know I had some contact with Sears there, and I want to apologize to him. I had a little bit of neck code when I was trying to go down low with Reynolds on the restart, and it drove me up the hill, and I didn't have much time to react, so I got into his rear. But, later on in the season, I'm hoping I can, keep it clean and stay up front. I was up front for a little bit of that race. I had the fuel save in stage 2, didn't make it, and just a lot of things didn't go my way today, and started from the pits, and, finishing 3rd, I'll take that.
Obviously, a wild race tonight going into your first week off. How important is that week off to kind of regroup and regather going into the second stage of the season here?
Well, I'm gonna take this well-needed rest. I honestly, I'm so just the way that I'm driving. I need to work on it. I'm a little too aggressive for what I'd like, and I'm trying not to. But the opportunities, when I see them, I got to go for it, and it kind of hurts. I got to work on that definitely. It's gonna be a good rest. I need this small week break.
Obviously, a good night for the team. It's a 2nd and 3rd place finish here for Sunday Money Racing. Obviously, a home track for the team. Obviously, you look forward at the races coming up after this, North Wilkesboro and then Charlotte. Completely different races coming up here. How do you feel? Obviously, you talk about needing that week break to sort of just regroup and regather. Those next 2 races, how do you attack those?
Those will definitely be attrition. Same thing as today. It was all attrition. It's rough tracks. Everyone's going to be racing real hard. The tires are going to fall off. We're going to have people pushing loose, pushing tight. And you just got to be careful. If you know the limits of your car, you can push it to the limit. But if you don't know the limits of your car, you're pushing it until you're crashing. And unfortunately, I've been on the bad end of that, whether I be the cause or someone else. It happens, and hopefully, we all take the time and get some practice in, and we can have a nice, clean race these few weeks after the break.
Well, before I let you go and let you enjoy that vacation in style, if there's anyone to shout and say thank you to, Daniel, the floor is yours. Once again on the podium here at Kansas.
Yeah. First of all, I want to thank Seth Wansing. He unfortunately didn't have the showing he wanted to his home track, and he got disconnected. He tried to rejoin, but it just wouldn't work. And I know he's got to put up with a lot of stuff with everyone talking about how the way I'm driving, the aggressiveness that I show on the track, and he vouches for me, and I appreciate that. And I just want him to know that I really appreciate him as a team owner and a team leader, honestly. And aside from him, I want to thank you guys for great broadcasts and just being here for all the guys and all of ARCS. It's very nice. And yeah.
Well, Daniel, you've entered the first break in style of podium finish here at Kansas. Enjoy it. Enjoy the week off, and we'll be seeing you in North Wilkesboro.
Thank you very much.
That was Daniel Michelle, third place finisher here at Kansas. Obviously, Tommy Reynolds' car, center of your screen. We'll hear from him in a moment. Before that, we'll get to Michelle's teammate. We'll get to Bryn Roberts, driver of the number 1. Didn't get a chance to win at Talladega last week. Fell 500 feet short from that. Fell just a little bit short here tonight here at Kansas, but another podium for Bryn Roberts. Bryn, this is Carmen from the ABM booth. You got a copy?
Yep.
Alrighty, very close here tonight. Very close all weekend long. We got turns last night at Talladega. Tonight, it was just a matter of trying to manage the last restart. But a second place finish and a good result for the team at home in the team's home race tonight. But walk through your perspective at the end of that race, trying to hold off Tommy Reynolds as he was charging through.
Yeah, I was on, apologies, I'm a little sick if I sound a little weird, but...
You're not the only one, we got you.
Well, I took 2 tires. I took left sides. That's all I had left because I was burning up sets trying to get back on the lead lap. And so I was on 2 lefts, and I know I probably didn't have a chance. And once I saw Tommy was back there, I was like, this dude's going to steal another one. But I'm glad Tommy won. Tommy's a good dude. And I'm glad it's just not another new winner. So I'm just glad to take second. We had a good race as a team. It sucks that Seth lagged out, but yeah, good race as a team.
Obviously, it's been a wild weekend. Tempers have flared kind of throughout the community, but this was a race where you kind of had to keep your cool because it was constantly on something. Obviously, you talked about having to come back from being a lap down. How did you kind of put that back together? Obviously, the tempers flaring, we could kind of sense that there was some things gathering up here. How easy was it to shut that out and focus on just the race at hand, even though everything, especially at the end there, got so chaotic and so hectic with people not giving each other space?
I was fine. I was fine most of the time. You know, coming back from 2 down, I knew I was playing with house money essentially when I was back on the lead lap. And, you know, when me and Cody got out there, good push, and I ended up getting the lead. Cody got the lead. And, you know, I honestly didn't feel any pressure. I just kind of managed because I knew I shouldn't have been up there. I got really lucky to even get back on the lead lap. And, yeah, I mean, I didn't sense a lot of tempers in this race. Everybody pretty much kept their cool, and everybody was pretty chill for the most part.
Obviously, this is the last break before we take a week off, a very important week off. And then we head into the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro and then Charlotte after that. A very crazy month of May, but for this series and for a lot of ARCS, is a week of reprieve. How important is that week off to sort of re-energize and take on the second portion of the season coming up?
Well, I missed last week at Dover, so I kind of took a break last week. I didn't honestly in the past 3 weeks. This is like the first real racetrack that I've ran. I think I ran my first lap like 5 minutes before the qualifying session because I just been running Talladega and all that. So yeah, I mean, a break's always good. Hopefully everybody's chill throughout the break. We're playing Madden and all that, so we're all getting along. We're all having fun. We have our disagreements here and there, but for the most part, we're all good.
Obviously, a good night tonight. Still missing that first win of the season, but obviously a lot of your wins came very late in the season last season at intermediates, and there's a lot of them coming up here. Obviously, a really good performance here tonight. Obviously, we'll hear from Tommy Rose on his perspective afterwards, but before we let you go and kind of let you regroup with the team, if there's anyone to shout and say thank you to, Bryn, the floor is yours. Another podium finish in the number 1 tonight.
Yeah, thanks to Sunday Money Racing, first of all. I would not have been able to get second without Cody Pinnell. Daniel did his fair share of helping us as well, and I know Jonathan was up there as well. He got the lead at one point. So thanks to them. Thanks to all my boys at WUMA. And yeah, I just want to say I'm so glad to be a part of ARCS. I appreciate this community. You know, we might have disagreements here and there, but ARCS seems like a genuinely good place, and I just enjoy being here. It's not toxic like a lot of other places. So,
well, obviously, it shows being a good community. You got A phenomenal result here and a lot to kind of keep yourself going through this break. So, Brent, enjoy the podium, enjoy the result, and we'll be seeing you in a couple weeks at North Wilkesboro.
Thank you.
That was Brent Roberts. Second place finisher here tonight for Sunday Money Racing. Home race, Seth Wansing didn't get what he wanted, but his team still bringing home a fair haul of points. But coming up, we got a driver who's now won 4 races on the season and 5 in his career. It's Tommy Reynolds, the race winner here tonight. Tommy, this is Carmen from the ABN booth. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
If you weren't a thief before, you're a thief of the night now. 4 career race win, 4th win of the season, I should say. 5th on your career, a career year, I should say, for good old Tommy Reynolds, number 7. A phenomenal night tonight, having to come through the field a couple times. But that last restart, you were on it. Kind of walk through your race and how the ending came.
I mean, it's another like kind of Dover day, to be honest with you. Didn't have a great car all day. Wasn't able to practice all week really until today, and then I got up there in the first stage, and same idea as Dover, kind of just save, hope a couple cautions came out, and we kind of got it mistimed there, and ended up being a lap down. Then got the lucky dog at the stage. Same idea, saved the whole stage. I think we got like 2 stage points the whole day. And then that final stage, I had the idea of just trying to hopefully one-stop it, and it was going to be a pretty comfortable one-stop. We got caught up in a wreck, and then I had some damage, so then I was kind of hoping for another caution, and I didn't use my fast repair because it wasn't horrible, but I was pretty tight. So once that final caution came, I was like, all right, I'll use my fast repair, I'll get some tires, and then we'll call it, and then that's what put us in position to win. And then all the other guys, I think Cody and Jack took no tires, and then the other 2 guys took just right side tires, and I think that's what got us the win there, was those 4 tires.
Honestly, tire longevity mattered a lot here tonight, as did patience, having to come back through the field. But now there's a week off. For some, a very needed week off. For you, you've got 4 wins on the season out of 12 races, which is an insane number to think about. But this week off, how do you keep that momentum going through this week off and into the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro, knowing that everyone has a chance to reset and go after you again?
Honestly, I think the break is needed. I feel like it helps everybody kind of take a step back and realize where they're at. I'm probably not going to touch it very much. So we'll see, but I feel like the break is needed. I feel like it gives everybody some time to clear their heads and maybe not make as smart moves as some people did tonight. But yeah, I feel like the break is going to help guys. I hope. I feel like there's going to be a lot of roster changes after tonight, so we'll see.
Well, we know you're staying put with Bandit Racing. They'd be an absolute fool to let go of you tonight, but you've done such a phenomenal job in this first stanza of the season. 4 race wins in this series alone. A phenomenal showing in that number 7 of the night. Before I let you go and let you celebrate your race win here at Kansas, if there's anyone to shout out and say thank you to, Tommy, I know that you're typically short of words here, but if there's anyone to shout out in particular, obviously through this first third of the season, the floor is yours. Congratulations on your 5th career win in the A-Square Cup Series.
Yeah, thank you. Nobody to thank tonight, but thank you for putting on the awesome broadcast as usual.
We appreciate it. And Tommy, enjoy the race win and enjoy the week off coming up. Phenomenal result here at Kansas.
Thank you.
That was Tommy Reynolds, race winner here tonight, here at Kansas Speedway. Phenomenal drive right there at the end of it. And here's the full results on your screen. Tommy Reynolds ahead of Brent Roberts, Daniel Michelle rounding out the podium. Then it's Brandon Fetterplace and Cody Pennell rounding out the top 5. Sunday Money Racing, despite their team leader not being able to finish the race, 3 in the top 5 for them. Donald Ray, Toby Estes, Cody Riggs, Matt Leiter, and Tom Sears round out the top 10. And for Tom Sears, which felt like he was out in front for an eternity, 10th place going to be utterly disappointing for him for the number 14 car. Kevin Feemster, Josh Gaiman, Jonathan Homebrink, Ryan Pinnell, and Jack Mulkey round out 11th through 15th. For Josh Gaiman, just happy to be on the lead lap and able to fight for positions there. Spent so much of this race off the lead lap. Got it back there near the end and recovered for a near top 10 finish. David Wright, James Kerr round out those that finished on the lead lap. And as you look further down, Tommy Withers, the first car a lap down, alongside Josh Garrison, Irish George, and Austin Purnell, who were the last ones to see the checkered flag. Retirements included the defending series champion Jeremy Breo, Dustin Painter, Emma Kruger, Seth Wansing, as we mentioned, who had a technical failure early on in this race, and then Bradley Wright, the first one out, despite starting near the front of the field. That does it for us here for over a week. We won't come back until 2 weeks from now. Obviously, we're on the 7th. We'll come back May 21st for the ARCS All-Star Race at North Wilkesboro. But tomorrow night and this week, we stay very, very busy. Tomorrow night's the HTL Cup Series from Chicagoland. Tuesday, ABN Formula Atlantic from Chicago. Wednesday, it's the ABN Daytona 300, the start of the ABN Admin Box Cup Series. Thursday, we stay in Daytona. It's the ABN Champ Car World Series on the road course on the high banks of Daytona. And then next Friday, the Twiggy iRacing Series heads to Indianapolis. But on behalf of everyone here for ARCS, for Darkside Mustangs, for Midwest Barbecue and Wendy Chevrolet, on everyone here in ABN Studios and my co-commentator Kevin Young, I'm Carmen Sienna. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, have some fun in the week ahead, but we'll see you tomorrow night in Illinois at Chicagoland. So long, everybody.